What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. With Christmas in the rearview mirror, I wanted to share the EDC related presents that I received as a gift this year. This isn't going to include the white elephant gifts that were already in a separate video since I got those well before Christmas, but everything else EDC related that I received on Christmas Day. Now the first one's not going to make appearance on camera. Unfortunately, it just doesn't fit on the tabletop in this setting, but I do plan on including it in some future videos and promise that all of the other items that I received are small enough that they'll be shared on screen here. So that first one was the main gift for my wife this year, a Husky 52-inch 10-drawer mobile workbench. So it's 52 inches wide, 24 inches deep, which is bigger than the area that I even film in, so obviously couldn't put it on the tabletop. But not EDC related on its own, but since I plan on storing EDC gear in there, it definitely fits the bill here. Now I've already started to load it out, was able to fit over 350 knives, a bunch of other gear, and still have a couple empty drawers. So excited to continue to load it up and also just to be able to grow into it. I've tried a lot of different organizational solutions for my EDC gear over the year and just keep outgrowing them. So glad that there's some room to grow into this one and that I can pick up a second one if I ever need it, and it will store so much gear that it's going to take me years to ever fill that out. And so really excited about that aspect of it. Now it also has a workspace on the top made of wood, and so that's also obviously 52 inches wide, 24 inches deep, so a nice place for doing some knife maintenance, sharpening my knives, filming shorts and that sort of thing on it, and just storing additional gear up top as well. And so really excited about both aspects of that. And from there we go into the Secret Santa I did with my family. We do a $50 minimum amongst the adults. Obviously the kids still get gifts from everyone, but the adults have agreed to do a $50 Secret Santa. And I got a knife that I've been wanting for a long time. That's the Case Sodbuster Jr. So I got the Persimmon Orange with the peach seed jig bone on it. Really incredible covers on that, absolutely beautiful. And so I got the Pioneer Jack from Jack Wolf Knives, and that's based on this pattern, and so have wanted one to compare it to, and even before that I've wanted the Sodbuster Jr. So really excited to finally have one. This is a stainless steel model, not the chrome vanadium, but really beautiful. And I'm not going to go in a ton of detail on it because I plan on making a separate video for it, but great knife, great size, feels excellent in hand, and very pretty. Obviously a working man's knife, and definitely see why this one's been so popular. So excited to spend some more time with that one. Now believe it or not, that's the only bladed, or at least live edge blade, that I received as a gift this year. Very surprising. A lot of times I'll get a bunch of knives, but I have a lot of other hobbies and interests as well, so got a lot of that kind of stuff, and then obviously that workbench taking up a lot of the present budget. And so the only other similar knife adjacent thing I got really was this Nebolus Will Hirsch, I think that's how it's pronounced, Volp, and he just did a Volp Pro, which is the upgraded version of this one, but this one's the original. Really cool. It is a trainer, so not live edge, and so you can practice with it without worrying about getting cut up. It does have a little bottle opener on there, because why not? But I really wanted something like this because of those aluminum handles. At CCKS I picked up the Squid Industries Crate Kraken and really like it, but this one does have a live edge on it. And so the only trainer that I had up until that point was the Squid Industries Squiddy A, and this one's in Ultim. Really doesn't feel the same, incredibly smooth, but doesn't feel anything like one of these metal handled variants. And so wanted something to train that felt more similar to the live edge version that I have. I'm by no means a Balisong expert, but really enjoy messing around with them and would like to practice and get better with them, so needed a trainer to do that. And I love the color on it. It's purple. I'm a big fan of purple, probably my second favorite color overall. So looks really good. Available in a bunch of different colors though. Now next one was a stocking stuffer from my wife. She went on my Amazon wish list. I had one called Random Wants where she found this one, and really excited because I've seen this for years and years on Amazon and just never picked it up for whatever reason. But this is the Cold Steel Pocket Shark, and it is a oversized Grivery handled permanent marker with a felt tip. Now with the size, you might expect this to have one of those big chunky chisel tips, but it actually has a fine felt tip on it, and so pretty similar to your normal Sharpie tip. And was very surprised by the size of this. I actually kind of pictured these as being a little bit shorter and about the same thickness as a regular Sharpie, but it's grippery handled, so going to be a lot tougher, and also they say about 4 times larger than a permanent marker. And so wanted to show that next to a Sharpie just to give a sense of scale. So significantly larger. It's about 6.5 inches long and then about an inch in diameter there, and has this cool nose art on the end of that on both sides, which I'm a big fan of. It says Pocket Shark, coldsteel.com, made in Taiwan, and really cool. Just kind of a random item. I'm sure it's not the last time that'll appear on the channel either. I'm sure it'll appear in like some bags and maybe some larger pouches. It's pretty large for most pouches, honestly, but maybe into some larger ones, but just kind of a cool one. And I do like that it has that fine tip rather than that chisel tip. Now next up were 2 butane lighters. I believe my wife said she found these on Etsy, and they're just fun little lighters. The first one is modeled after a fire extinguisher, and so this one actually has this gauge here that if you push it down, turns on a flashlight. And so no idea how to change that flashlight battery if it is changeable. I only see one screw on here, which is to adjust the flame height, and then obviously that butane refill. And in order to light it, you just pull down on this handle here and it lights very easily. So really excited about this one. I think it's just a fun little design, a little bit ironic since it's a fire extinguisher that lights fires, and like that quite a bit. Now the next one was, I believe, from the same Etsy shop, she said, and this one is modeled after a hand grenade. You can see it has a keychain that is attached to that pin. You can actually remove the pin, but it obviously looks like a pin. Not sure anything about this specific model of hand grenade. I'm sure these little model designations are probably based off of a real one, but I haven't looked that up. You can see butane as well, easy to fill there. No adjustment on the flame, and also don't see access to a battery. Now this one makes some craziest sound effects, which she wasn't aware of at the time, and I think they're kind of fun, not necessarily something I want when I'm like going down for a cigar or something. And so this one I'm actually wouldn't mind removing the battery, but I think it's a very cool little lighter. I'm gonna light it and we'll just have to deal with those sound effects for about 10 seconds or so. So yeah, another really fun lighter. I love the design of it. Like I said, not a huge fan of those sound effects, but we'll try and find a way to disable those in the future. But just a fun little kind of non-Zippo type lighter that are cool looking, and yeah, like those a lot. Now last up is one that's kind of EDC adjacent more so, but I make a point to try and drink 64 ounces of water at a minimum. I actually aim for 128 ounces, but 64 ounces at a minimum. And so typically using like Nalgene's and stuff like that, have some other Hydro Flask bottles, but my wife got me this very cool one. It's a Hydro Flask collab with Vans. And so I wear Vans almost every single day, either Vans or Converse. I'm into shoes. I have a lot of Nikes and stuff like that as well, but most of the time on like the daily, I'm just slipping on some Vans. And so this one has this gum sole waffle pattern boot that is removable. You can put this on their other 32 ounce bottles, but this one's obviously branded as Vans as well. It has that Hydro Flask logo on the back, but really cool. This one's 32 ounces, also available in 24 ounces, has the wide mouth with the checkerboard strap here. I think they call it the flex strap. And so just a good looking one. I think this one's probably too big for most of the cup holders in my car, except for the largest one. I have one like oversized cup holder that this fits into, but is going to be a little bit large for some of the other cup holders. But the 24 ounce fits very well in most of my cup holders. If you're looking at Hydro Flask, these keep your water cold for very long. I think there's still some ice and water in here from earlier in the day when we went over to family's house. And so yeah, excited about this. Like I said, I drink a lot of water, and so good to have different vehicles to deliver that water and carry that water for you. I think this one's really cool. Definitely gonna slap it up with some stickers and stuff like that. But also like that boot's removable. You can swap it onto your other ones, because sometimes you have these and you set them down on certain surfaces and you get that loud clang. This will kind of mute that noise, since most of the time I'm just drinking water at the couch or at my desk and stuff like that. So nice to kind of quiet it down a little bit as well. But really cool item. Would love to hear what you received as a gift this year, whether it was EDC related or not, just your favorite items or what you do to celebrate. If you don't celebrate the holidays, would love to hear what you think of what I got. I'm a huge fan of everything that I got. got. Obviously, my family knows me very well and super excited about all the EDC related stuff, also all the non-EDC related stuff. I have a lot of random interests that aren't really related to EDC, so got a lot of cool stuff there as well. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification button. And as always, I hope you have a great one. Take care.